Hey guys, Gabe here. I'm in the same shirt as I have been in the last several videos, so just like so you don't have to call it out here. Yes, I am filming a bunch of videos on the same night. Um, but I wanted to talk to you guys about being your authentic self. And this is something that I struggled with for a very long time. As some of you guys know who've been like following my journey, for the longest time I thought I was a woman, and I thought I was this small little um, no you know no name hick in the middle of who grew up in the middle of nowhere, who would never leave my hometown. And nothing against people who like grow up and stay in their hometown, but like I just had these like very negative um impressions of myself growing up, and they were just reinforced by everyone around me because like nobody else like got out. And when I started like taking steps to get out, I was always like the weird like black sheep of the family. And I just realized that I was always like following my heart in some way. I was always in like wanting to push against like what people expected of me. And I didn't always like explore what that meant on the inside first. I just said like I want to do this, and I went and did it. And I admire that about myself because it got me to where I am today. And it's um quite inspiring. But at least for me, I'm inspired by myself. I was like, oh, taking a moment the other day, just be like, okay, I've done more than I thought I did. But what I want to go deeper on is like claiming your authentic self on an internal level. And what I mean by that is, in my example, I didn't take the time to really explore my sexuality and look at being like a man or being, like lesbian versus bi. I just kind of like assumed things about myself based on like, well, this is the body I'm in, and I didn't do the XYZ, so I didn't fall into this category. I didn't know as soon as I was a baby that I was a man. Like, and that's not true. I feel like there are a lot of people out there who are struggling with their authentic self because they felt like they had to be one way or another to conform. And I just want to like express to you guys that you don't have to conform. Like, you will be supported being you, being authentically you in whatever way that, comes across. And, you know, it does require exploration. And it's okay to explore either way. It's okay to explore however your heart calls you to explore, and go to the nth degree of that exploration. If you are, like saying, am I masculine? Am I feminine? I don't know. Um, you know, go as far as you can. Be like, hey, well, I don't know, but maybe maybe I am feminine, or maybe I am masculine. And go in that direction. Go as far as you possibly can and see like where you end up. Is that the place that you can relax into? Because who you are is something that who you naturally are, who you are as a divine child, uh, is something that you can relax into, something that is effortless because it's just naturally who you are. For me, when I was like trying to be a girl for all those like years, like I would have these periods of time where I was like, I'm gonna step it up. I'm gonna like do my hair and makeup, and like you can be very feminine, not like hair and makeup. But the more I tried to go into like femininity, the more like the angrier I got, because it was like such a act to put on my shoulders. It was such a like an effort of my like energy to like be a woman. I had to like be around women and like basically like sap that energy to even be able to like sustain it, because as soon as I was like in my natural like habitat, I was as much of a bro as anything, like down to my living situation, the decorations that I had, like the friends that I hung out with and played games with and everything. Like I was basically a bro that liked to like work out and play video games, and that was it. you know, and I was always like oddly attracted to like women and tried to convince myself that I wasn't, you know, or say that I was bi and hope that I found a man that I fell in love with so that I could please my parents. And, you know, that's not fun. It's not fun to hide yourself. And that's not what God asks of you. So, you know, I went as far as I could with like exploring my femininity, and, you know, I even got into hair care products like right before I like discovered myself. And because I just went as far as I could go, and I hit that wall of like there was no more love I could put into exploring my femininity. I had to just face the truth. And, you know, there's no pressure for any of you. You're like, oh, like I don't want to just discover this right now, you know, that's okay. Maybe look at why. What are you afraid of by exploring? And, you know, you can use the mirror exercise or whatever, you know, I recommend the mirror exercise or any like healing modality to like meditation, to like look within yourself and find out like what is that, what are you afraid of by exploring? Because when you're secure in who you are, exploring doesn't like threaten you. It's just like, okay, I want to explore, see if this feels good. Okay, I explored, it didn't feel good to me. This is not natural for me. And then it's okay. But when there's something that you're like afraid of or triggered by, there's something there to look at and heal. And it doesn't always mean that you're going to find out that you're, you know, a masculine or a feminine or whatever it is that you're afraid of. It could just mean that you have a fear here of like looking there and finding out that you're bad, or looking there and finding out that you weren't what you thought you were. And I think you'll find that when you look there, you're not going to find anything bad. You're actually going to find that you were always loved and you were always a divine child of God, no matter how it is that you're expressing yourself right now. But what you always want to be going towards is, you know, the truest, authentic version of you. And, you know, it may look a little weird on the outside. It may not look the prettiest. You know, it's one of my dear friends in the community has a joke that, you know, he's come out of the closet, you know, 3 times, and he's had the revolving door, you know, and on the closet. And it's funny because it's just like, that's the level of like self-acceptance and just, you know, open nature you want to have about being, you know, exploring yourself and finding out who you truly are. You just explore who you are until like, and love it up until you get to like the place where you can no longer love there anymore. You love it completely. And then if it falls away, it wasn't for you. And, you know, that's for anything. That's for a false twin flame. That's for a true twin flame. That's for anything. And like things that are true for you will continue to go deeper for you. You don't, anything that's for you, like you don't lose. Even if it like looks like you lose it for a time, you don't lose like anything that's for you. It's always there with you, and it's always ready for you to claim as soon as you're ready for it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to work with me as an ascension coach for your twin flame advice, life purpose advice, claiming your authenticity, you know, you can find all of my services at sacredtwinflameunion.com. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.